Just listen to when David Schwartz talks about the size of the market and says that he thinks it will eventually be $150 billion. Coins will not be very useful in the coming months, so what do they really know? They think there will be a big move. Remember the stablecoin laws and everything else that needs to be passed in the crypto community as a whole. There are fewer and fewer ways to get MAR, and this community is now only a stablecoin. The market value will be more than $3 trillion. Remember everything that was said about the numbers. You're right, it will always be higher now. Under-deliver places where you know how much do they know. They are not telling us something. I think stablecoins, which have a market value of about $160 billion right now, are the easiest thing for me to notice. And the number is going up so fast that you can be sure it will be out of date in a few months. That number will be out of date by the time you know in months. The next information I think is the most important. By 2028, it's expected to hit about $3 trillion. Remember that I talked about how popular society was falling apart. If everyone in the Bitcoin community thinks Bitcoin is great, then everyone in the cryptocurrency business thinks Bitcoin will finally take over. Does everyone in the DeFi space think that DeFi is the next big thing? 97% of professional investors think that tokenization will have a big effect on asset management for people who aren't in the business world. Bitcoin is not used by them. Doesn't everyone? Cryptocurrency, DeFi, and blockchain fans are not what they seem to be institutional buyers are. There are a lot of conservatives in this group. A lot of people around the world are right when they say that the technology we're working on will change their businesses as well as pop culture and the value of tokenized US assets. It's likely a good amount for the $1.5 billion stocks loan since this is a new market. It will be clear by the time I leave this stage that the number of tokenized assets has grown to $16 trillion by 2030. If the tokenized places are where the investors or money will be, then it makes sense to move into these areas. These must also be the areas where the assets are. That seems like it would be a cautious choice. The assets will follow the money, which will reveal a part of the internet of value that hasn't been seen before. Wake up. You should know that number will be wrong in a few months because there will be a big change. The IMF knows that XRP will be very important. Don't forget how big these areas are in the new world economy. I'll do that right away in order to give you a general idea, and this is just the start. Have feed lines worth a total of $991 trillion. Okay, that's how much it's worth finally. We aren't even thinking about the tokenized assets because they are transfer chips and the Fed has $448 trillion. Which are real things that are being turned into tokens in this way. The clearinghouse Nacha Network had 72 trillion rubles when Ripple first said they were going to release their USD-backed stable. We had 37 trillion rubles. The IMF talks about Ripple and XRP. Let's go, people. So the two most important things to learn from this are how to make XRP more useful and liquid. The XRP ledger's built-in features, like the decentralized exchange and automatic market makers, were meant to use XRP. In addition, using XRP in Ripple payments along with a reliable enterprise-grade stablecoin will support greater liquidity. The bridge will also offer worldwide on- and off-ramps to meet the large-scale demand for cross-border payments. Make sure you remember what the IMF said above. In a story that came out in February of this year, they talked about different platforms that are being used for digital money. Okay, let's listen to this exchange. It should be possible to switch foreign currencies and payments made in different currencies for stable coins and crypto assets that are not backed by anything. Ladies and fellows, go ahead and destroy that. Everything is happening right now like a button with RCH, getting together with Ripple and working with BlackRock in a roundabout way to tokenize real assets. Did you know that the IMF is saying this? The platform needs to have a way to convert between different currencies and foreign exchanges. This is really cool. Why can't people see this? The IMF knows that thermalcoin will not last. Awaken, and they made it so that it's clear that Tether also causes worry. Now, this is from the IMF, and I don't understand why people can't see it. This stablecoin is the biggest one in the world. Since the market value has grown from over 60 billion to over 100 billion, consumers may have been exposed to major risks that make us question their safety. Because users are spread out across the world, it is hard to do a full analysis of the structural effects on the company that issues Tether. It is in the British Virgin Islands and is not really controlled. Even though Tether is built on the dollar, the US government doesn't have much control over the issuer, and both consumers and businesses can't use it. We're also talking about how everyone will want to use XRP right now. Watch and pay attention. Big businesses are getting into cryptocurrency, and we haven't even met you yet. Things will get out of hand as more money comes into the system. Marcus and Fanga from Ripple made it very clear that XRP will be needed for them to grow, and the most surprising thing is how he set this up a few months ago. How is Jeremy Iyer, CEO of Circle, doing? The person who made USDC, it was said by the other stablecoin that is regulated and used in the US that they will need Ripple to grow their stablecoin first. Then when the markets get really big, they'll use XRP as security for their new stablecoin. Of course they will. If they use XRP as security to try to make their stablecoin more stable, wow, that's going to be big. Remember that this has been tested for years. In fact, it was tested more than 2 years ago before Ripple even officially said what the state was, like the DAO method, but with XRP as security. After that, we made a drawing on the whiteboard. Additionally, it worked as a second chain that could take assets based on XRP. Ripple's goal is to make stablecoins, so move it to the side chain, flip it over, and use it as security. They wanted a stable coin that they could sell to their money transfer and remittance businesses, as well as other businesses that use those rapid goods. But that's what we mean when we say enterprise. Apple has been looking into safe coins for years, and as I already told you, they won't reveal everything they do publicly, and there are now so many partnerships within Ripple that haven't been made public that final decisions will be affected when the snowball effects start to build up. I can only say what a wonderful time to be alive. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance, and those who take it will be very happy with the results. Don't think that everyone will get a basic income and AI will take over as your boss. I'm thankful for all of you. It is right in front of you. There it is, right in front of you. Things will start to get better soon. You guys will be back soon and say that it will happen quickly because you remember what you told us. It will happen quickly. It may seem like years when the market is diving, but it will only be a short time. That's what it's been doing for the last few days a week. The markets will rise much faster than they fall, though, once they start going up. I can only tell you to get ready because one day you'll wake up to a lot of noise everywhere. Getting new clients will take longer than planned and news will be made all over the place. Don't forget that when the next group of regular investors comes along. Don't forget that everyone who is listening is ready and has their on-ramps ready. You guys in Kentucky are good to go with the exchanges you're using. But let's say Billy just recently became interested in coins and wants to download an exchange to send. It's going to take a long time, people. He has to get his ID and wait for it to be accepted. For now, all I have to say is get ready for 2018. Remember when Binance was sold? Since Binance stopped taking new users, are they ready for thousands of dollars to show up in their accounts? Will they be ready for the large number of individual buyers that are coming?